Hello and welcome to week 12 of our course. This week 12 is a chance to review and revisit the major concepts that we've discussed in our course to get you ready for the third assessment that's coming up here very soon. So you're almost finished with the course. So now it's time to review the concepts and the issues that we've covered during the last 11 weeks of our course. You'll notice that for this week, week 12, there's two required readings from the Scooped book, which is the first one is a critical look at New Zealand journalism education. And then the second one is 25 ways to have better journalism, just a really interesting look that considers the critical questions that we've talked about this semester. And I just wanted to point out that the Scooped booked readings have actually been suggested readings all along this semester, but these last two chapters in particular will really do a good job of summarizing and really reflecting on the concepts and all the issues that we've talked about this semester. So in this last week, I just would like to encourage you to revisit our projected course outcomes, and I'll just share them with you now. They're coming from our class stream page and also in our assessment guide. But by the end of the course, you should be able to demonstrate an understanding of how journalists construct news, which we definitely have looked at, as well as the second outcome, which is evaluate the social political role of the news media. And then thirdly, to show an ability to critically analyze news stories, which has been a heavy focus of our course as well. And then we've also talked about issues such as media ownership, and that's the last learning outcome, which is to critically assess the commercial rationale of the news media. Well, hopefully you've achieved all these outcomes, but it's just really helpful to look back at them and see where your understanding's increased in our course. And all during the course, you've been given a variety of opportunities, ranging from the weekly exercises to the reflection questions that I've tried to build on from the exercises, as well as the readings for our semester. And as you look in on stream under week 12, you'll see that I have quite a long list of questions to think about now that you've finished the course. Questions that help you kind of step back and think about what you've learned in the last 11 weeks. So I really, I encourage you to think about questions like, now that you've learned some of the language of journalism, how has it helped your ability to think and critique the news media that you see every day? And what do you consider good journalism? Is it possible to have good journalism? Like, for example, we've looked at examples of alternative journalism models such as citizen journalism. And also think about the patterns of ownership where you live. What patterns of ownership do you see? And when you really consume media, be it broadcast media or you listen to the radio or you're looking at print media, look and see who owns the publications and also see what else that the owner owns. Chances are it's probably connected to a large company unless it's an independently owned media organization. And, especially after doing that assessment too, where you've had a chance to do some media analysis, also think about just the representations that you see on every day in the media, ranging, that relate to gender, ethnicity, and to think about sources and who speaks in the media is so important. And think about what voices you don't hear as well. And overall, just ask yourself, how has this course influenced my understanding about how the rituals that journalists go through, and what have I learned about journalism research? I really encourage all of you, if you are interested in learning more about journalism research, journalism studies, I'm more than happy to talk with you to recommend just different programs, like post-grad programs you might look into, where you'd have an opportunity to be able to do that. And I wanted to say that's actually my personal situation. When I was an undergraduate, I had a chance to do a media analysis paper. Unfortunately, where I went as an undergraduate institution didn't have a course such as this one, which I would have absolutely had taken as an undergrad. But I did have a chance in a political science paper to do a media analysis paper because I approached the professor and he was very open for me to be able to do some analysis on the British news media's coverage of homelessness. And you never know where things will lead. After doing that paper, I realized I had a passion for media analysis. And then after that, it led me to look into post-grad programs in journalism school, and I really got started my career path in analyzing the news media. So you just never know where things are going to lead. And like I've told many of you, the topics that you wrote about for your second assessment, you very well might want to pursue those in a longer research paper. And I encourage you to do that because you had some fantastic ideas that really do need to be researched, especially when we're talking about the media in New Zealand. So you have a lot of opportunities there. And on a final note, I just wanted to congratulate you for finishing the course. I've really enjoyed corresponding with many of you during the semester. And of course, if you have any questions coming up to this last assessment, please let me know. And if there's anything else I can assist with in the future, like related to future media research, career, or course questions, or even observations that you notice about the news media given what you've learned this semester in journalism studies, I'd love to hear from you. So definitely my email address, you can find it on our stream page at the bottom of the page and also in my profile. So I hope you have a great week, and any questions, please just get in touch. Thanks.